Welcome to StreamLine Marketing Pro. This is Jenny Carlson, co-founder and 20-year real estate industry professional. Join me as I share one of the many features of the StreamLine Marketing Pro system. Thank you for joining. Today we're going to talk about how to create your first blog post. So within your StreamLine Marketing Pro system, you're going to go to your blog site. You're going to start there. You'll enter your StreamLine Marketing Pro, click on Sites, and then click on Blogs. It will bring you to this screen. And what I want to point out for you is don't get confused by the blue button on the top right that says Create Blog. That means create blog site, okay? That is not creating a blog post. You'll see in yours that you will have the default blog site. And if you haven't already, go look at our video for editing and creating your blog site. That will be your first step. This would be creating your first post. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and enter into our blog site. You can see I've already named it here. This is actually mine as an agent, my blog site. And you can see that I actually already have published blogs on my site. This is where you're going to find those. Now I am going to go ahead and create a new post. You'll see that you can also edit this blog site here. If you would like to, you can click there and do that, or you can go ahead and create the new post, which is what we're going to do here today. When you go into the new blog post, number one, you can name it. Right? So in my case, I'm going to name this Best Facilities. I'm actually going to go ahead and make this one live on my site. This is an issue for us here in Texas. So the other thing to be aware of is that you'll see here that this works like Word, right? You can left align, center, you can change your font, your size, whether it's a heading or a paragraph. So all of those editing capabilities are here within the program for you. In my case, I copied what I've already prepared and I'm going to paste it in here. Okay. And we're going to put that in here like this. Now, I don't need to do a closing because one of the things that you have the ability to do is set yourself up as an author for the blog. So that information gets pulled in automatically. So you don't need to put that at the bottom of your blog here. Also, information about tags, metadata, description, all that, that's done elsewhere. So this is just for the blog wording itself. If you want to add specific images, in my case, I'm not going to do that, but you could potentially add an image within your story, your blog here. And I'm going to go ahead and go here and I put my cursor here. I'm going to click over here on these three dots and I'm just going to follow it down until it says insert image, and I'll click on that. Okay. And then it's asking for an image URL. So if you don't already know this, any image that is hosted on any site has to have a URL for that image. So I'm going to click on our little icon here that tells us we can go to our media storage where I've already saved an image for this particular blog. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that in. I'm just going to let it default. We'll see what we get. We can always come back and change that. And alternate text for SEO, that is required. I'm just going to say best, and I'm going to go ahead and insert image. Now you could, if somebody clicked on the image, you could have a URL for them to follow there if you wanted to. But I'm going to go ahead and insert this image. Okay, yeah, this is definitely not the right sizing. So I'm just going to drag this up. Okay, I'm just going to pull on that a little bit and drag this up. It just pulled it in at kind of a crazy dimension. So we're just going to keep going here and get it up to where it makes sense. Okay, almost there. Now I could have fixed the dimensions when I loaded it and it gave us the option to put the dimensions on there as well. So you could preset that like 600, 400, that kind of thing. But I wanted to be able to show you that you do have the ability to change the size of these just by manipulating the actual image. So we'll go ahead and leave the image like that. And you do have the ability, actually, I'm going to make that a little bit smaller because I do want to show you that you do have the ability to wrap, okay, and to move the photo. And then you have the ability here to wrap the wording, okay? So you can play with it there to make it more aesthetically pleasing, okay? So for now, I'm going to go ahead and remove it though, because it's not what I'm going to put. I'm going to use that image actually for the main image of this blog. So I'm going to click save. Now you do have other options here. You can insert audio and video. Really play with this because you could have some real fun with this. Emojis, links, right? You can really just have a good time with this, and you can even insert custom code. So for those who've worked with me before, you know I'm a fan of creating custom code with chat, and so that's an option for you as well. Okay, I'm going to click continue because we're ready to go ahead and get this set to post. Now, look here, you do have the option for draft, publish, or schedule. So you can either just save this to finish up later, you can publish it immediately, or you can schedule it out. So I love that about this system. So you could literally do 2 or 3 blogs and schedule them out and have it off your plate for the month. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this photo. And I did that a little fast, so let me back up a little bit. See right here where it's got the cover image, I clicked on change, and then it pulls up your media storage. And I'm going to go to that image that I originally was looking at. And again, alternate text, I'm just going to say best facility. Best facility is, I forget its exact acronym, but it's lithium storage and production facilities. Okay. And so I'm going to go here. It says new blog post. Well, in this case, I'm going to go best. I'm going to underscore facilities. Okay. And real estate. Okay, because we want to talk about how that actually affects real estate. So I'm going to go real estate blog and real estate trends. Categories are something that you can set up at any time. So I can add a new category. Just be aware that you also will need to add a category image. So you can add, for instance, you could do category, I don't know, DIY, right? Could be your home DIY, could be your category. And then you could put a picture here and, of course, create your slug, which would be DIY. Okay. And a slug is basically the equivalent of your URL. So it would be, in my case, my domain is Texas Big Realty. So it would be texasbigrealty.com. And then the slug is slash category slash DIY. So that's what that is. That's what it means by slug. And of course, category description, you would put in home DIY projects, right? You would do some, you're using keywords, and maybe you would put in Irving, Texas, right? I'm not typing it the way it should be, but you get what I'm saying. So you do want to use your keywords, your location, whatever the case may be, and then of course, create your category. All right. In my case, okay, I'm going to go with the real estate blog and real estate trends author. I'm going to pull it up right here and pull it in. Now, again, you can also add an author. When you're adding an author, you're going to add your name, your image, alternate text, author description. You can have Chat GPT help you with those things. You can put in your I can never say it, but you can put in your link here. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. You can put all of those links in here. I actually recommend that you do as many as possible and get them into your author profile. Okay. Now my author profile was already created. Here's my link, and I'm going to put in keywords. So I'm going to put green energy, best facilities, and we're going to put in let's put in energy issues, energy and real estate, Texas, energy problems. I'll just leave it like that for now because I can go back and always change these and add to these later. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then we've got our post description. So now I had set this up on chat already. So I'm just going to go back to chat and say, let's go back over here for a second. And I'm going to say we've got, let's see, 200 up to 250 characters. So I'm going to go back over here to chat and I'm going to say, give me a post description under 250 characters. Okay, and we'll let chat go ahead and give us that answer. There we go. I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, and now I have my post description in there, and this is literally ready to post. Now it's giving me a little red alert here, and hopefully we're going to see, I'm going to publish. It's giving me a little bit of trouble. So facilities, let's see. We're going to see if it's going to let us get through it. I think it's given me an issue because of the URL. So sometimes when it's reading duplicate, and I've got a few things in here, so when it reads a duplicate, it will give you that. It doesn't want you to do that because there's already a slug for that. So let me see if I can change this up a little bit. Let's change it. Let me play with it a bit. Okay, so I was able to switch that around to real estate and best, and it took that. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish it. Now, you could also schedule it, and you'll see here that when I click on schedule, it gives us schedule at, select a date and time. I'm going to go ahead and just get this published since I'm here. And like I said, I'll go back and actually update some more keywords and do that kind of thing. So you do have the best facility here, and I'm going to click on when you see this box with this little right angled arrow, that is your preview. And so I can go here and preview now the article that I created, and you'll notice that my bio and my information as an agent is down here in the bottom, along with links to my social media. Okay, so that's how you go ahead and publish your blog post. Now let's go ahead and go back. You'll see that it's in this list. I can go back in, we can edit it, right? Update settings. We can make changes that we want. So I can go back in and update the settings to add keywords here as well. And again, we can go back. And we could go and create another one and then schedule that one out. So that's how you create a blog post within your blog site. Just remember that when you do enter blogs, you're going to see this first, which is your blog site. You're going to click on your blog site. Then you're going to go ahead and create your new post. If you'd like to, you can create multiple blog sites. Perhaps you have a hobby and you want to create a separate blog site. You can do that as well.